this, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a
You
Q.
froggy.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour. It is Thursday, January 31st, 2019, folks. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining in. It's been a couple of cold days here in the Midwest. Freezing, but we're getting through it. We got a nice fire going. It's a joke. All right. Folks, we got a few things to go over here. Just think we're going to be having a live show in about an hour. So for those of you that'll be awake, about 8:30, probably 8:45 Eastern Standard Time, we're going to go live for a little bit. We got Ben joining in. He's got a few things he wants to go over. He's been looking into, and the same over here. So yeah, 8:30, 8:45 Eastern Standard. Hope you can join. We'll be right here on the Patriot Hour going live. Let's go over a few things here. Again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We don't miss any of our alerts, especially when we go live. You'll get the alert to your device and you can join in. So a couple different executive orders from the presidential executive order on the establishment of the Presidential Advisory Commission on the Election Integrity. So back on May 11th of 2017, he made an executive order on election fraud. So how funny that, I know I got a lot of stuff in my head over Trump colluding with Russia to win. So why would you do an executive order or create an agency to look into that? All right. So, and that has to do with lots of other claims of voter rigging, dead people voting, machines being rigged, all the things that we lead, or a lot of us think are true. So there it is. Weird that you'd create an executive order to look over your own cheating. Now don't get me wrong. We can say, well, yeah, he's doing it so he can cover it up. No, nobody seems to like him. Anybody puts in doesn't do the things he wants. All right. They actually move in the exact opposite. A lot of people try to help get rid of him. All right. And I believe it's because of all the things he's doing, folks. I think some people are missing out on, great group of people all around doing the research in all different facets. But, if we're trying to even get closely, remotely back to what we should have, 1776, how do you do that? The system's been in play for a long, long time, 140 years or 76 to 1876 to 1976, a couple hundred years. You look at 1871 and that act, the Organic Act of DC. You look into 1913, the Federal Reserve Act, IRS, all the implementation. How do you, from 1871 till now, and then with the Fed Reserve Act, 140 years, right? 150. So how do you back out of all that? 140 years worth, 200 years from where we started or so, 220. Just forgive me on the numbers of exact amount because I'm not doing math. I'm just trying to talk here about it. The fact is, how do you back out? Little by little, all at once, snap of a fingers. A lot of people got to know about it. We all do. Are we missing out on somebody that's put in all this stuff to do it? We've seen his talk on the Fed, on the gold, backing stuff up a little bit, right? So you got the presidential executive order on enforcing federal law with respect to transnational criminal organizations and preventing international trafficking. It's February 9th, 2017. We got the memorandum for heads executive order. This goes into this one, all right? The comprehensive plan for reorganizing the executive branch. This went out to the department heads, all right? April 12th of 2017. Because that got signed on March 13th. Despite the growing citizen dissatisfaction with the cost and performance of the federal government, Washington crafts costly solutions in search of the problem. Too often the focus has been on creating new programs instead of eliminating or reforming programs which are no longer operating effectively. The result has been too many overlapping and outdated programs, rules, and process, and too many federal employees stuck in a system that is not working for the American people. All right? Through the actions described below, President Trump aims to make government lean, accountable, and more efficient. To begin addressing the challenge on January 23rd of 17, the president issued a memorandum hiring freeze, imposing a federal hiring freeze. This ensured immediate action was taken to halt the growth. So you can get into all this stuff. We're going to do it a little bit more. We'll have a better discussion. I just want to touch base on some of this comprehensive plan for reorganizing the executive branch, border security and immigration enforcement improvements. So, again, folks, the New World Order, the globalists, you can call them tons of different names. They wanted sovereignty gone here. They wanted to keep playing around, growing our government, getting it so big and fat. If you get to a point where you rely on everything from the government, then the government can really quickly take that away as well. We've seen it in other countries. It brings them to their knees, desperate. And Trump is doing everything opposite. Building a wall, sovereignty, calling out the Fed, slimming down the gov. What more could you want? I understand what we should be. Even going all the way back to 1776, people that have never lived in that, all we know is what we've lived in. But if you study history, you know that. We don't know what that feels like. None of us have lived through not paying taxes, not having an IRS. These are all things that just you hear about. The people Trump is going against is exactly opposite of what they want, all right? They create war on drugs, but they don't really stop and combat it because we have open spots in the border. We have loopholes under the border, over the border, all right? Of course, people aren't all jumping the wall, all right? That's just a fraction. We have people that go in the empty spots. We have people that go right through the thing. I think they call it the hugest fentanyl today ever at the border, at a crossing point, at a spot. So that works, all right? It works. We get stuff there. Lots of stuff gets through. You calculate it all in, folks, coming by boat, planes, over the border checkpoints, over the wall, under the wall, and in the empty spots. It's a collective 100% job that needs to be looked at. Can't combat the war on drugs, the war on human trafficking. All this stuff goes exactly against the New World's Order. That's why they didn't want him in. None of D.C. wanted him in. Half of his own party that he ran under. Is he truly a Republican? Myself, I like to say constitutionalist. We look at people trying to that follow that. All we got is their word. All we have ever had are the people they put in front of us, and nobody was ever screaming these things before. Typically, as a real small kid, I think my local news channel at the time showed just one I happened to catch in maybe 5th, 6th grade, I don't know, that normal people run, and they showed some normal janky looking videos from people all around the country that were actually running, but you never hear of them. They don't have the budget to run. These people were screaming the opposite of federal government. They were talking constitutional things. I remember thinking, "Wow, what weirdos!" So they don't get the platform. Their ideas are not of the norm anymore, and even your own fellow American will shoo you away because it just didn't sound right. It sounded against the grain. It's like, "Oh, that guy's stuck in 1776," but. And of course, we can never get back to that truly. All right, there's lots of great things that have happened and been added, and we're in a technological age, so there's things to keep in mind. But so much government involvement doesn't need to get any bigger. It needs to be shrunk by 80%. I would imagine if I don't know. I don't know the numbers, but it has to be way less, way less. I like to talk about the tariffs Trump's bringing in directly to our treasury. And all the news articles I can find to try to bring up a story that I wanted to, they're negative. They talk about, it's 0.02% of what we have now. So these articles, all of them, mainstream, they'll show this huge number. And the way they're spinning it is, this is nothing to cover the cost of what's going on. Well, that's all they're supposed to have. But now he just started them. The amount they're getting off of all of the wages of people and that what they operate is huge. And of course that's a drop in the bucket. But if we didn't have that going on at all, it would be zero. That's a different way for money to flow in, not out of the tax dollars. So they have convinced everybody to read these articles and get mad about that. Like, oh yeah, that's nothing. But it would be zero coming in. It's not costing anybody anything. It's not something we have to actually, we're just imposing tariffs. So it's a good positive flow of money. Could that get bigger? Yes. Is it a drop in the bucket compared to the way they do it, which is slave labor? I mean, the first 4 months of everyone's, you can look at the first 4 months of you going into work. What the old saying, April 1st, you're working for yourself now. From then to the end of the year, you get to keep all that money. But the first 4 months is what pays taxes. That's how it works. And that isn't how it's supposed to be. Now they got you feeling bad about that if you don't, maybe. I don't know. But I just think people in the whole movement out here would be great if you can focus on, and again, if you go in the past presidents and the things that they've put in, it's never too much of these kind of things, folks. It's always other programs that they want started right away, ways to subvert. These don't hurt anybody. These are like slimming down the government, border security, the voter fraud, everything that is looking into actual. It's just amazing the amount of things that we've covered. Some of them have slipped by us. The media definitely doesn't give us any heads up. So it's a lot of digging, a lot of looking, and very, very positive information. So anyway, join us here at about an hour. A little over an hour if you're available. If not, it'll be on here for you to check out at any time after. So we encourage that. Again, please subscribe. Take a look in the description box. All the links are down there. Love all the support the channel's getting. The Patreon, even though there's not much to be done over there for us in our manner, but you guys know it's there. We do everything pretty much over here, and that's great. We really, really appreciate it. Other than that, thanks for all the donations from people the last few weeks. It's just been great, everything you guys are doing, sharing the videos. It's just awesome. We really, really appreciate it. Again, check out down below. Leave a comment. Also check the comment section out. Some of the greatest patriots, new ones, newbies, people that just joined. We love it. And then people that have been here. People that have been here since the beginning. And they can help fill you in, point you in the right directions. It's a collective thought here, folks, and we like the input. We give output. Some of your input turns into the output, so it's a great thing. I've learned a lot from you guys, more than you'll know, and I hope we're all learning together, jumping into this stuff. So join us for the live show. Comment in. We'll be talking to some of the people in the room, and yeah, all right. We'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour. Have a good one. God bless.